What's going on, y'all? It's your boy 3 Stacks in this thing, representing Team King of Games, of course. And today I'm going to go over an update for my Blue Eyes deck. I'm going to show you guys, let's see where we're at. Pure Blue Eyes Turbo. Now, some interesting, basically some interesting news about the Blue Eyes archetype is it happens to be one of the very few hard counters to the actual Pendulum mechanic, because Blue Eyes Spirit actually restricts you from summoning more than one monster simultaneously. Even if you're summoning from hand or extra deck, it doesn't really matter. So this card alone literally prohibits and limits the plays of the bare minimum, you know, kind of like, it makes the plays more or less like bare minimum for the Pendulum Magician matchup. The best they could do is attempt to summon a Harmonizing. If you can respond to it, you can deal with it, you know, that way. And also, Azure Eyes is an amazing monster, making your dragons unable to be targeted by Time Pendulum Graph. It won't be able to send a card from field to graveyard because it has to target 2 cards for cost. If your dragons can't be targeted, they can't use that trap against you at all. You also can wreck them with Twin Twisters and, you know, Dragon Spirit of White. Blue Eyes just happens to have a really insane and, you know, amazing Pendulum Magician matchup. I feel like, you know, low-key, people might start trying to see how it works. Honestly, you know, it's a different story if Pendulum Magicians get to go first, because they'll set up with Baguska and you basically, you know, you can make the spirit, but you can't really use any other effects, but it will still be able to lock them for special summoning. So I just wanted to share that. I'm sure a lot of you already knew, but I feel like this deck is a really good contender for next format. We'll see how things go, but I wanted to cater my Blue Eyes deck to turboing out Blue Eyes Spirit Dragon as quickly as possible. Starting with the main deck, we have 3 copies of Blue Eyes Alternative Dragon. Still pretty insane. I like how it just inherently special summons itself, giving you free body on field. 3 copies of Blue Eyes White Dragon. Where would we be without this monster? 2 copies of Dragon Spirit of White. I like the 3-3-2 ratio. This card's really insane. Banishing Scales is so clutch. Like, when you open up right, like right now, I'm not really playing a lot of the spicy text that I would be playing for competitive, but I definitely would be playing like Fabled Cat Sif. I'd be playing like Phoenix Wing Wind Blast. I'd be playing like Twin Twisters, because you could just Twin Twister their Scales, pitching a stone, steal an in phase, special this, and banish the face down, which is the trap they set when you get to set up and go first against them. And you'll still lock them from special summoning with the Blue Eye Spirit. So like, you can rate them and OTK them next turn. I just like how this deck has an amazing Pendulum Magician matchup. That's pretty much the Dragon lineup. And then for your level 1 tuners that are all light, you play 3 copies of Sage with Eyes of Blue. He's a really standalone guy. You want to open up with him or any of your stones, along with just like a dragon on the field, so that you can summon spirit. 3 White Stone of Ancients, 1 White Stone of Legend, 1 Master with Eyes of Blue to basically combo off even further. It's an amazing Monster Reborn effect. If you actually read Master with Eyes of Blue, he targets 1 effect monster you control, and he basically sends it to the graveyard. And if you do, you special 1 Blue Eyes monster from your graveyard. And the cool thing that he actually has an interaction is he special summons Blue Eyes Spirit Dragon from your graveyard to the field. Now, it cannot tribute itself to special summon a monster from the extra deck because it wasn't synchro summon, but it revives it from the graveyard to the main monster zone, which is very important. It can still negate grave effects, and you also can make another synchro in your extra monster zone and overlay those 2 into True King of All Calamities, which is something that I find was really cool about this card. He's basically a Monster Reborn. He also adds back your targets for your Card of Consonance plays. He can add Effect Veiler from graveyard back to hand, so you can Veiler your opponent again. I think that Master is a really clutch card that Blue Eyes players just don't play. Some do, but a lot, almost all of them don't. I like this card a lot. He has insane interactions in the deck. Like, you can literally normal him, Sage him off, do a combo like that way, and then use his effect from grave. Just go crazy. 1 Veiler because it's searchable, and Master adds it back, so I was like, why not just play 1? You don't really need more. Then we also have 3 Galaxy Soldier. Like, when you open up, pretty insane. Like, I was doing test hands with this deck without Soul Charge. I went first and made Titanic Galaxy with a return and also in-phase special Blue Eyes. I'm sorry, Dragon Spirit of White. By next turn, I made a Decode Talker, a Cyber Dragon Infinity, and also a Divine Dragon Felgrand, which I thought was pretty insane without Soul Charge. Galaxy Soldier is really clutch though, man. I like the card. It just helps the deck to, you know, play a little bit better. He unclogs your hands, and he gives you basically a boss monster that fixes your hand in order to summon itself. So the monster lineup's pretty simple. Like, honestly, I want to be playing Fabled Catsif and all that stuff, but that would be if I decided, hey, I want to just see how far I can go with Blue Eyes. Like, there's a lot of choices that I have for next format. I'm just not sure. I'm a huge advocate for 3 Dragon Shrine. I'll always get hate for this, but I don't care. I like the card, and I'm always going to play that 3 because this is my deck. Honestly, I could just say that because it really is. It's my deck. I could play it how I want. A lot of people like say, you know, it's a hard once per turn. It really sucks. I'm like, this is one of the best cards in the deck, dude. Like, it saves you. It makes your hands better. It guarantees a lot of your plays to go through. Sometimes, like, I open with trade in and no targets. Dragon Shrine just dumps the white stone, adds me a target, trade in, and then draw into 2 insane cards. Like, I could just go on and on about how this spell has, like, made my hands better. It's too good. Then we're playing 3 copies of Melody. Melody is really insane because it's not hard once per turn, and it kind of, like, guarantees your Blue Eyes Spirit Dragon to hit the field sometimes. It's just a really, really powerful spell. And that's it pretty much for, you know, your utility cards. Now we have Draw Power, 3 copies of Trade-In. Trade-In's pretty awesome in Blue Eyes. You know, you have a lot of targets. It also serves a separate purpose of loading your grave for Soul Charge because you're going to draw into that card every single duel. 3 copies of Card of Consonance. I normally play 2, but for this build, it's so many ways that you get your targets and bring them back. I was like, 3 cards of Consonance will really, really help. It's amazing. It's not hard once per turn. So this and Trade-In are one of the easiest ways to just dig for your Soul Charge or load your grave up for like Return and Silver Scry. I really hate Pot of Desires and Blue Eyes, but if you're gonna play Blue Eyes in any, you know, in any meta event or just even at a locals, you kind of have to play this card because when you're playing hand traps in your Blue Eyes deck, this draws you your hand traps. This just draws you better cards, just like Card of Consonance and Trade-In, except you don't need a specific card in your hand for this. You can just play it and get your plus. So, you know, it really helps, but I just don't like it because Blue Eyes already burns through his deck so fast. Like, I don't want to banish too many targets for my stones and just, like, run low on dragons, period. Then you have your revival cards, 3 Return of the Dragon Lords, 2 Silver Scry. Silver Scry is pretty awesome. I'm thinking about playing 3 of it. It's just really good. And the sack of the deck. The deck is so infamous for Soul Charge, obviously. I'm pretty standard on that end. Nothing too, you know, outside of the norm of Blue Eyes, but I definitely, you know, like I said, if I was like, ooh, let's see how far we can get with Blue Eyes, I'd be playing Phoenix Windbass, you know, Cat Sifs, a lot of Twin Twisters, a lot of back row hate for the scales, and I'd be playing hand traps as well, and, you know, the deck could easily just stall you for a turn and kill you next turn. The extra deck is pretty spicy. I tried to make it as teched out as I could. 2 Spirit Dragon. This card is just insane. You can put it back to your extra deck with White Stone of Ancients, so I just don't think you need to play 3. 2 is proper for me. And 2 Azure Eyes. These cards are like the main reason why this deck rapes Pendulums. Because for one, they can't really Pendulum summon. They have to use Harmonizing, and you can go so far as to literally Phoenix Wind Blast your Harmonizing. The Harmonizing that they have, or its target, or you could just Solemn Strike its effect, or you could Ash Blossom it, or you can Effect Veiler their Harmonizing. Like, if they're under Spirit, right? Let's say, like, your standard play, you have Melody plus a target, and you just normal Sage, add Effect Veiler. You do Melody, you Synchro with the Sage, and the alternative, you make this, and your opponent can't Pendulum summon, basically, but they can summon Harmonizing, and then you Effect Veiler Harmonizing. Their turn's over, and you just in-phase tag out, bring this out on their in-phase, so on your standby, this effect triggers. They can't use their trap on any of you, anything that you currently control right now, because they can't be targeted or destroyed, so you just kill them. You prevent them from making Baguska too, so like these are like almost auto wins. It's really, really crazy. Cloud Castle, it's a spicy tech. You Synchro Summon it, you revive back any one of these monsters, and you immediately just overlay for Truking of all Chlamydia to rape the Pendulum Magicians even more and punish Trickstars. Just not let Kandine assert. Sure that each time they can let you burn, but you're gonna ulti get them anyways. Crystal Wing, easy to make. Ancient Fairy honestly makes it possible. I don't really have that many targets for like Spirit. Like, you could play like the Black Rose, Moonlit Dragon, Stardust Spark, all that good stuff. I'm not really doing that for this build. XRZs are True King of all Chlamydia. All the extra deck monsters that Blue Eyes play are like powerhouses. Like, even if you're sitting on one, they're always like so overpowered and amazing. It's just so incredible. My Galaxy package, I had to cut one of them. The full armor, I liked it to pop face-up cards, but I had to make space for, you know, my other spicy tech. So we're just playing, you know, Cypher, and you can still summon the Dark Matter because you summon it using, you know, any Blue Eyes. I'm sorry, any Galaxy XYZ monster. So you basically, you know, just summon this just to make this, and I like this that it puts that pressure on the field. It mills your grave with the dragons, you know, in-face stoves, get a lot of shenanigans popping, and it banishes cards from your opponent's deck, which is pretty savage to me, and he can attack twice. He's 4,000. I like that package. And then you have Divine Dragon Knight Felgrand, pretty awesome for the negations. Titanic Galaxy, same thing. Negate the skills, attach it, they don't get destroyed. Infinity, and also Decode Talker for the 1 link, because while links do come up, I don't like to waste resources to summon links and then waste more resources to put something under it. Like, I just don't like doing that, y'all. But yeah, that's the Blue Eyes deck profile. I hope you guys enjoyed it for those of you who are Blue Eyes fans. Next, I'm going to be doing my Red Eyes deck profile and, you know, my Weather Painters, updating that, my Burning Abyss, updating that. So stay tuned for that, y'all. God bless you. Make good choices. Don't hurt your brain cells. And stay tuned for future content. Peace.